playing another top 10 team in our fourth road game in 6. So going to be quite a challenge after a bye week for the Irish, and something that we're cognizant of this week, and just making sure that we stay focused. On offense, clearly a team that provides you a lot of different challenges. We see 6 different receivers in the game, 3 different tight ends, 3 running backs. The Riddick kid at tailback and also playing the slot. I think their tight end is as good as anybody in the country, if not the best, Eifert. The offensive line is rugged. I think they're smart. I think they're really athletic, and we're ready for either Golson or Reese at quarterback. So we'll see a lot of 11 and 12 personnel and some empty. About 26 or 27 points a game. They start fast, and they're a disciplined team. They're +5 in turnover ratio, and about 45 yards a game in penalties. On defense, really impressive defensive group. I can't tell you how impressed I am with them. Really strong and rugged up front. 3-4 alignment. Nick's at the nose is a load to handle. Linebackers are all big. Te'o, of course, in the middle is as good as advertised. Holds it all together. Does a great job running the operation for them. Play a lot of cover 2, make it hard for you to run the ball up front, and as good as anybody I've seen in a red zone in a long time. Really good. I don't think anybody's run the ball on them for a touchdown all year. Doing a great job with a couple different coverage looks down there to make it hard for you. 8 interceptions. I think they're 40% on 3rd down and have 14 sacks already. So this is an excellent team, and when you couple that with what they're doing in the kicking game, obviously worthy of a top 10 ranking right now. So with that, I'll open up to any questions, and we'll go from there.
Al, where does this game fit in the grand scheme of the process? Not just it's Miami, Notre Dame, but because Chicago's a major alumni hub for this university, because it's Soldier Field, because it's national TV. All those elements, did they add up to a whole lot more than?
Yeah, I hope we're capitalizing on all that, but it's just not going to be in this wing of the university this week. For us, it's just getting our kids to just bunker down and block out an external and really just stay with the process here. We didn't do a great job of that, Tim, when we went to Manhattan. We kind of unraveled. We weren't ready for that stage, and so we'll see. What's this, 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later? We'll see if we've grown up. I keep saying to the team and staff, there's really no freshmen anymore. This is our 4th road trip and our 6th game, so there's really no freshmen anymore. We want to see who can respond to this challenge.
Do you bring up, even in the mantra of don't let Kansas State beat you twice, keep moving forward, all that, do you bring up the Kansas State game this week just because of the way you guys didn't handle certain situations?
No, because I think we've already erased some of that by going to Georgia Tech. By preparing and going to Georgia Tech and playing, the way we did and just staying together. I thought our focus was good going into Tech. I think we handled the road a lot better, and I expect us to handle this road trip really well and get the leadership that we need. And again, I don't expect freshmen to be lose sight of really what the focus is like we did in the past.
Now, what does having a week off, do for them, and positive and negative? What could be some negatives?
Yeah, I don't know the negative. You have to ask Coach Kelly that. I'm sure he got guys healed up and worked on. I'm sure he sat down with his staff and said in all 3 areas, what do we need to fix? Quality control wise after 4 games. And they played good opponents and played really well. I mean, nobody's scoring on them, and they played Michigan and Michigan State. No one's running on them. So again, you'd have to ask Coach that. I think from our standpoint, I'm worried about the time that they've had to heal and how fresh they are, and that they don't. They I guess it's about a 90-minute trip for them. And it's a little different for us, time zones and everything. So I'm worried about all that. We're cognizant of that. We'll make sure that that's factored into our schedules and everything. But really, we need the help of the student athletes with that. Getting their rest and taking care of all their academics early in the week and getting focused on the Irish.
Having 2 quarterbacks to face potentially, how does that affect game planning?
Yeah, again, I think probably from Coach Kelly's eye and how they call the game, he sees a difference between the 2 and what they do well. But from our standpoint, we don't see a whole lot of difference when Golson is in there as opposed to when Reese is in there. We see a lot of the same throws, a lot of the same reads and formationing and things of that nature. So I'm sure in his mind he knows that so-and-so throws this ball better than this ball, and he'll call accordingly. But from our standpoint, in terms of how they're formationing things and what they're calling, we don't see a lot of difference between those two.
Coach, with the defense, obviously you got a lot of turnovers last week, but still gave up a lot of yards. How do you balance maybe your frustration with guys still making MEs versus having to be patient still and know that guys are still coming along and still picking
Again,
it up?
if there is no frustration on my stand. I know I must be driving you guys crazy, but there's no frustration. I keep talking to the staff about, you as coaches, you could probably get the sense that we look for perfection. We believe in execution and all that, and it's easy to get. We can easily, get engulfed by that if we let it. So I'm not going to let it. I know where we are right now, and there's going to be a day where we all play, our best on the same day. And as I said to the team, why not today? Why not this week? I don't know when it's going to be, when we're going to execute and eliminate some of the MEs and really grow up as a team. But we haven't done it yet, and we've won. So I want to just make sure we don't lose our aggressiveness, and we're competing right now. We're competing. You can't turn on the film and say, man, we're walking around on defense. We're just not playing as smart as we need to. We're not executing as well as we need to, and we need some guys to step up.
Is there a point where you need to know that there's a threshold the offense has to get to in order to feel safe about a game, or?
I don't feel safe about any game. Because, I don't feel safe right now at all. Again, I just think we're just going to teach them to compete until the zero's on the clock. I think that's the philosophy that we have right now, and the guys are doing it. The guys are competing, and it's a great opportunity Saturday night going against a really, really good football team, a really well-coached team, in their hometown. So just going to have to keep competing.
The second and third quarters, is there anything to that where it seems like there's a real lull in maybe the production with you guys?
I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had the answer to that, but for me, it's just we're constantly striving for consistency, but yet we're inconsistent. We have inconsistent play. We're inconsistent with our mental errors. We're inconsistent with our techniques at times, and sometimes it just comes with experience. But we are consistent in our effort. We are consistent in our preparation, in our approach right now. That we had a good practice today, but we're just not going to get frustrated by anything like that.
Strange as it sounds, Sal, if you, speaking of the consistency level, if you don't know what's coming, can there almost be a strength in that the other side probably doesn't know what's coming either?
Yeah, maybe. I didn't look at it like that, but I really appreciate you pointing out the positive in that scenario.
We're a glass half full kind of guys.
No question. Just noises from the room.
Al, your team is very level-headed and very business-like talking about this game. Do they get that from you? Does it come from being young? Does it come from maybe some older players on the
I
team?
don't know. Maybe it's from the older guys. I think the older guys seem to be going to work right now. I hope I'm the same guy. I hope I'm consistent in our approach. I just want to see us get better. The one thing I said after Bethune is, I'm not going to apologize for winning and improving. And I know from the outside, it hasn't all been perfect, but we've improved each of the last three weeks. And we've improved enough to win games against teams that are considerably more veteran and experienced than ourselves. And we've been able to do that despite, despite mistakes and despite all that we aren't. And I'm going to continue to focus on what we are, and I hope our guys are starting to buy in. But I don't want to lose sight that I don't want to live like this forever. We want to continue to improve and eliminate mistakes and improve and get better in all those categories.
This series and the games in the 80s, obviously a big storyline for people in our business and fans and some of the players in the 80s. Is that all to you external noise which shouldn't even be brought up once? Like I know Randall Hill suggested talking to your players. Is there a point in any of that, or is there no point in bringing any of this up because it's not relevant to Saturday?
Well, it's relevant because the feelings are real. So in that sense, it's relevant. And if it's important to our former players and people that have been a part of the program, and it's important to us. But in terms of getting into all that this week, I don't know how that's going to help. I don't know how that's going to help our team, grow and accomplish the things that we need to accomplish. No, we're on the clock right now. You know, I mean, that's how I look at it. We're on the clock. We have 3 more preparation days to play better than we played last Saturday. Last Saturday is not going to be good enough to beat Notre Dame in Chicago. It's just not. And so we're on the clock, and I'm just trying to teach them how to get better and stay focused. And so in that sense, I think everybody that's in the program or former players, I think they know we want to play well for them or what it means to us, and certainly we recognize what it means to them. But I just think it's really important our team stay focused right now. Okay.
It seems to be kind of a trend in neutral, so-called neutral site games. How do you feel about playing those kinds of games?
Well, I prefer to be neutral.
Well, yeah, that's why I said that's a so-called neutral in this case. But
I think if we start there, otherwise we should name it something else, right?
Yeah. But there's others that are popping up around the country and things.
Yeah, I
like
think
that.
that's okay. I mean, hey, look, if there's a sponsor, if someone wants to sponsor the game or throw the game or put the game on, I should say, and you got a chamber of commerce and a community that wants it and can host it, I think it's great. I mean, you're starting to see that around the country, and whether it's FedEx Field or Dallas or wherever the case may be. There's nothing wrong with that. You've seen that giant stadium. I don't think there's anything wrong. I think both teams, it helps them financially in a tough time, and obviously the promoters of the game, I think they can sell it out, and there's a TV audience, so I think all that's fine.
How do you prepare a team with guys pretty much all from South Florida for a game that's going to be cold?
I mean, I hope we're to the point we're not. Well, I mean, how cold are we talking about here? Like Green Bay Packer cold or
46.
40.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. I mean, I hope we're not to the point where we got to all huddle around a heater and I mean, I hope we just are tough enough we go out and play. To be honest with you, I don't mean that facetiously. I mean that. I mean, we're there for. We're going to be outside for 3.5, 4 hours against a top 10 team. I mean, if we have a team that's thinking about heaters during that time or looking to get sweatshirts and stuff, I'm not doing something right.
Did that bug you in El Paso?
Again,
I know it's different. You were
It's
there.
just-
I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's a different time and place. Again, I've said to you guys many times, you come in and if you have to answer questions about you're judging another situation, that really wasn't fair. It wasn't fair to the team. It was a tough time for everybody that was associated with the game at that time. And so out of respect, I mean, it's not for me to comment on that.
It's actually what I was going to ask you, but
Great.
Yeah. But well, I'll ask you. Where is the furthest that you've come this team, or from that day? When you're sitting in the Sun Bowl watching Miami play. What characteristics of the team?
Well, I've been saying it, George. I've been saying it, and I'm proud of it. I mean, it's hard to get a team that's in great condition because they have to buy into it year round. And I'd be the first to tell you. I mean, I was joking around after the game, but I mean, I locked up Saturday night and I didn't play, and that was as hot can be on Saturday at 12 noon last Saturday, and I think we're in really great condition to play the way we played and for guys to hustle the way they were hustling on the last play of the game and really going for a win. So I think we're in really good condition. I think we're mentally tougher. Are we ready for this challenge? We'll find out. But I know we've climbed a couple rungs since then. And George, I like our team unity. And I don't think we can do the things that we're doing, given our inexperience and youth and all those things, without those 3 areas. And right now, that's what we're relying on. So hopefully, at some point, we're going to couple that with being a very proficient team that can execute in all the situations that football game offers you.
The offensive philosophy seems to be just take what the defense gives you, things like that. Can you speak on that as opposed to
For us?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
As opposed to just running our plays and doing it. Can you speak
Yeah, I
on
mean,
that?
I think that's fair. I think clearly, we were trying to stick some runs in there last week, and they kept, bringing Sam pressure and then blitzing us, or playing with 9 guys down, and after a while, it's like it's insanity if you just think you're going to keep doing, So we just said, what, let's go over the top. So again, I just think the bottom line is, scoring, and I don't know how, how the yards divide up and all that. I'm not really concerned about that, but I I think I speak for everybody in our organization. We want balance. We want to run the ball and pass the ball pretty. We want to be as balanced as we can be, but ultimately, at the end of the day, our job is to move the ball down and score on offense and on defense. Our job is to stop them, and keep them. Even if they get some yards, to get takeaways or stop them in the red zone or get off the field on third down. So ultimately, that's the goal. But I think that's who we've become for sure.
On the balance note, sorry, Chris. Just how do you balance scoring fast or being aggressive versus time of possession and sustaining drives?
Well, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it as the defense grows that our time of possession, gets a little bit more where we want it. I don't think there's any question. Clearly, I think we're at a point where scoring trumped time of possession because we wanted to score while the defense was growing. We wanted to keep the points high. So, again, all good. You have a follow-up, Chris?
Yeah, just the players on offense. Do you feel like they've been good at recognizing what the defense have given them? Do you feel like they've not just the quarterback play, but just the players have really embraced that and they recognize what's going on?
Yeah, I think that's a good point because Randy Johnson didn't really have a huge impact on that game last Saturday, and neither did the tight ends. And we like to see those guys join the party. We'd like to see the tight ends. Again, I've been saying it, but I hope they'll answer the bell and we can get 6 or 7 catches out of them a game. And Randy gets involved a little bit more this week, and because we haven't had it all on the same day for sure. I think the difference is the offensive line is doing a good job of picking up whatever the fronts are, or the pressures are, or the games are for the day. They're doing a good job with that.
Alan, off-topic question. It seems like one of the buzzes lately in college football, particularly among Pac-12 or whatever it is now, coaches, any mention of injury seems to get slapped down immediately.
Yep.
Obviously, this conference has an injury report. Do coaches look at that as a necessary evil, or is it almost is it on any level like an informative tool for you guys to know what you're getting into with conference?
To be honest with you, I'm glad of the policy that we have. I don't have to deal with it, because if you don't have that policy, you're answering that question every week. And I'd rather have the policy. And I know we're straight up with it. I don't think we've been wrong one time in terms of a guy getting healed late or anything like that. And like last Thursday, I left Dalton off of it because I really felt that he was going to play. Now, he probably should have been a probable, but in my heart, I was thinking he was going to play. So I'm not going to put him as a probable. I'm not going to play around with it. So.
Have you ever felt misled by it at all? Without outing anyone, but
I don't
have you
think.
ever felt?
I don't think. At the end of the day, we're all professionals, so I don't think. I haven't.
Now you talked about wanting consistency and searching for consistency, but you guys have the ability to make big plays and stay in games. Is that the next best thing? And what does that, lacking consistency, the ability to make plays, and what does that do for a team?
Yeah, I think explosive plays, I think anybody would tell you that explosive plays, probably the number one factor in terms of scoring, for sure. In terms of whether a drive ends up in a score, if they have an explosive play. So, we need explosive plays. I'm not going to lie to you. We need explosive plays against this Irish team because they're very patient on defense. They're hard to run by because they're playing so much cover 2 or 3 cloud. I think they're really well schooled, and usually the front can get there before you can get past their secondary. So it's going to be quite a challenge for us.
With the last few big games, what does that say about your young team?
Just that they've been competing, and they're staying together, and it's been a tough challenge. Again, I said this is our 4th road game in 6, and to do that with a veteran team is hard. Now we're doing it with a very young team. So real proud of the way they're approaching things, and clearly you got to make some sacrifices off the field to stay healthy and stay strong and not get worn down. And I thought we had a good practice today. We'll see how we do tomorrow. And again, and I mean this honestly, every day is an adventure. I have no idea what team is going to show up tomorrow.
And with such a young team, how do you prepare for such a big game like this and a ranked team?
Yeah, just not focusing on anything but what we're trying to do every day, just executing the process and blocking everything else out. We're going to continue to remind them of that. Obviously a lot of them will be talking to media today, tonight, maybe tomorrow. But other than that, we're just trying to move forward.
Was Olsen Pierre able to practice? Al?
No. He's going to be doubtful at this point.
So who would go again if he's not able to go? Who starts in his place?
Corey King looks like right today. We got to look at the tape from today, but Daquan Ivory will move up. Corey King will move over to the 3. And yeah, we're going to play all those guys. We're going to keep rotating those guys through there. It's by committee still.
Do you feel Corey's ready? I mean, he hadn't played. He didn't play the first game.
Yeah.
He missed a lot of the fall.
Yeah, I don't know how many. He's been playing a lot lately, the last 2 weeks. I don't know the exact total last week, but you know, again, whoever ends up starting, you know, they're gonna fight for it out here. But I think today he ran with the ones. But whoever practices the best is going to end up starting out here. Darius Smith, Luther, Corey, Grimmel, all those guys will continue to fight it out. We brought Ivory up, and he'll get ready to go in the game. And then we'll continue to use all those guys in there.
Possibility of having Denzel back, you know, what does he mean just to that group? And
well, yeah, he means a lot. I hope he, you know, he made a lot of progress today. I hope he'll be even better tomorrow and get better as the week you know, evolves. But not only does that give us, you know, him and Jimmy inside, and then Thurston and Eddie outside, but it also gives us the opportunity to move Gianni over to Will with Tyrone and Fentress, and then you know, just slowly but steadily, Kirby is making his way back into it. So, you know, that was tough. Now you know, you're down Denzel, you're down Kirby, you're down Buck for the year. Witt has to retire. I mean, we didn't have much room to work with there, so it's nice to see some of those guys come back.
How's right tackles doing at this point? Chantrell?
I would say, if I had to just tell you based on observing, without grading the film today, because we're going to do that here in 5 minutes, but I would say Chantrell was better than Flowers today. And they're going to keep competing every day. Every drill, actually.